rights that they should or deserve to have, because like women's rights aren't a priority right now. I feel like there are other bigger topics that the government is focusing on rather than women's rights.
I would definitely say that women's rights have progressed, especially since the law-abiding days of the 1970s and late 60s. But there's definitely still a lot more to be done.
A woman wants to have an abortion, she should be allowed to.
However, I personally believe that the decision to have a child is up to the woman. Although a lot of people say that, I do believe that life begins at conception, but I think that ultimately it is a female's body, and she is the one who determines whether or not she keeps the child.
I feel like it should be choice. I think it depends on how developed the baby is. If it's pretty early in the pregnancy, I don't necessarily think it's as big of a deal as people are making it.
Is that I think it's right for women to be able to have abortions because it's the woman's body, and if they aren't allowed to have abortions, then it's like restricting them from their rights. We should have the freedom to do whatever we want to our bodies.
We had people say, you can't do it, you're just a girl, or, let me do it, I'm a guy. And that was something I noticed at the time, but I like to think that I can do it for myself, and if I need someone's help, I'm going to ask them, but it's not because I'm a girl, it's because you need help.
Actually, recently I've never really noticed that I've been oppressed because I feel like oppression is a cultural taboo, like I said. I feel that we don't really notice it as often as we should.
Yeah, I think that they can be just as capable if they work hard and try hard, just like the men do.
I think if they go through the proper training, just like men do, then I think they should be able to serve.
I think women in the military should be awesome, and they should do whatever they want, and they should train their bodies to be as fast and strong as they can. And I think that they should continue doing whatever they need to do in order to be really good role models for girls.
I think women are just as good drivers as men. Both have 2 feet and 2 hands and can drive.
I think a woman can be a bad driver, but I don't think stereotypically that all women are bad drivers just because they're women.
I feel like it's wrong to just generalize women altogether. Like, all these women are different. Like, I can say that some men are bad drivers, but I don't generalize all men are bad drivers.
Relationships, men are, what I've seen, are more emotional than women.
Wait, why?
I think they just get too attached, but not all men.
Women do tend to have higher emotions. I know that, however, there are a lot of deviations from that pattern. For instance, my mother is a lot less emotional than my dad, and so on and so forth.
I think men grow up learning to hide their emotions because in society, men aren't supposed to cry, even though, they have emotions too, they have feelings, and they still get upset, they get hurt and everything. So I think it's not that we're over emotional, I just think it's guys are told to be like, don't show emotion.
That's ridiculous. I think that men and women should be judged on the same platform.
Absolutely despise it when people do that because I feel like we should all be treated equal, and if a girl is called easy for having many significant others, I feel like a guy should also be called easy. I don't think that we should generalize one gender that's better than the other.
For Aniston and Sandra Bullock.
I think Drew Barrymore is a really good one. She's gone through a lot in her lifetime, and she hasn't revolted or done anything that makes women look bad, but she's taken everything that she's gone through and turned it around to use it to benefit herself.
I think the government should prioritize women's rights as well, and I really think it's very important to educate students about women's rights and things that we can improve about freedom and all these like sexist remarks that need to stop, because a lot of the people here think it's a joke, but it's really not.
I just know that women still make less money than men. Women make about 88 cents to every dollar that the man makes. And it's not because we're incapable or we don't work as hard. I still believe that it's because we're women and they're men. But women, they can work just as hard or even harder than men, yet we earn less, and I think that's something that should be changed in society. And